Hello, I'm Jeanette Fogel and I'm playing Queen Lear in a production of Queen Lear, which is aimed more at the idea of a great queen rather than a king. We're sort of telling the story looking at what happens when somebody gives up all their power to their children without taking proper due care of what that might mean, how that might turn out, and also taking into account the fact that although she's physically seems quite healthy and vigorous, she seems to be losing some control mentally over how she deals with things and how she thinks about things. And there are moments in the play where she seems almost crazy in how her kind of unexplained, uncontrolled rages. But there are also aspects to her where we can see that there are signs of physical ill health kind of creeping up on her. The interesting thing about this is that when you play a female Queen Lear, she can't actually be as old potentially as a male King Lear can have been, because she is, as we often are as women, limited by our biology, that she has to be of an age that could have given birth to these daughters. And as the youngest child in our version is about 25, the same age as my own son, she can't necessarily be much older than I am. So it's also what happens to somebody who still does have a certain amount of vigour and might anticipate having quite a few years in front of her. As she loses her power and she gives it up, what happens then when people no longer need to respect her or pay attention to her? And how she loses part of her identity as that person, the queen who could give orders, and then becomes absorbed and, to some extent, obsessed with the elements and with everything else around her, how that affects her, and how she identifies with the storm and identifies it with her children, how she has to learn to understand about justice and fairness, and that many people, all of us at different times, they have like secrets. We conceal guilt, we conceal elements of bad behaviour, and where is the justice in that if people feel that they're being punished when they haven't actually done anything wrong? It's a story of how she also reconnects with her youngest child, who she's thrown out of the house in a fit of rage, and the youngest child stays around to care for her, look after her and help her. And it's a big, huge tragedy, so it comes to a big tragic conclusion. If you want to know what that is, you'll have to come and see it.